So towards the end of last year, after I posted my NC500 video, I had a mini meltdown. I woke up one day and didn't like the person I saw in the mirror, drinking far too much, put on far too much weight. So I just decided to have a complete U-turn and cut alcohol out of my life, back to the gym 6 days a week, losing body fat. And without trying to sugarcoat it or anything like that, I failed. I failed because I've got no willpower when it comes to junk food. I failed because I do like a drink. I failed because I had no motivation to keep going. And I failed because I'm lazy. So that is me being 150% honest. And the reason I failed is because of things like this. Looking forward to this. I bought a Chinese for 12 quid. Minced beef and onion pie. But at the moment, I'm just cooking some burgers. So why the change and why now? The whole point of starting this new channel is, to be honest, to create a diary of what I'm doing. It's not going to be all bells and whistles and things like that. It's to document my journey, hopefully inspire others, which is what I've done on my other channel, which I'm really proud of. What was I doing? Drinking too much, eating far too much food that's going to cause fat. I was getting cold sweats in the night. I was sweating even walking up the stairs. I was getting body pains. I was getting pains in my left arm. I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to go out and do anything. My motivation hit zero. And the reason why I wanted to change it is because lying in bed one night and, again, being honest, and I've never told anyone this, I honestly felt like phoning an ambulance. To be honest, I was feeling that rough that I was going to pass out, and enough was enough. So, yeah, it's difficult to admit your faults. It's difficult to admit when you've got an issue, and I've got many of them, which I hope will sort itself out once I get back into a routine. I've never been one for mental health. Going back when I was in the forces, I never sort of believed in it. But the older I get and seeing things around me and the way I feel about things, it does affect people, and it has affected me. So like I said, I weighed in at 18 stone 7, and it was my heaviest weight. So after a week of clean eating, I lost more than what I hoped to have lost, to be honest. But to get there, I ate and drank things like this. So the clean eating consisted of things like salmon, asparagus, rice, scrambled eggs, avocado. I had this in the evenings after I'd been to the gym. Protein shakes with some creatine mixed in and sometimes some strawberries. Ground beef, scrambled egg, avocado and rice was a go-to meal as well around about lunchtime. And again, ditching the rice and just going for ground beef and avocado after the gym was amazing. Guacamole and scrambled egg with a protein shake. That was a nice little meal as well. Discovering the electrolyte tablets. So I had those after I'd been to the gym, and absolutely loving the Huel at the moment. And I've got something pretty special coming up next week. And going back to salmon, guacamole, cheese and asparagus. And a friend of mine pointed me in a direction of Lidl, where I found some high protein, sweet and tangy barbecue beans, which I cooked up with some nice chicken. And I had that a few times after I'd been to the gym as well. But my favourite meal has to be scrambled egg with avocado. That to me is very, very tasty. Don't get me wrong, it was hard going from takeaways and really fatty food to clean eating, but on the plus side of it, I have done it before and I do love the taste of all that food. So what was I doing in the gym? I was training 5 times a week with 2 rest days. I've done no weights at all. I'm going to do all cardio. Some people say that that's wrong, but it's something that I want to do for myself. So I've been on the rowing machine, I've been on the bike, I've been on the cross trainer, and I've been on an incline on the treadmill. I found that really, really nice to finish off. And yeah, like I said, the end of the first week, I lost more than I thought. And then going into week 2, I worked for half the week and then I went away for a few days where I couldn't go to the gym as I was away in my van, but still tried to keep it as clean as I could when it came to eating. So it brings me on to the first 2 weeks of my new lifestyle, my weight loss, my journey, my diary, whatever you want to call it. And here are the stats. So I'll do it in stone and pounds for my UK and any American viewers out there. So I weighed in originally 2 weeks ago at 118.7 kg, which is 261.6 pounds or 18 stone 7. I then weighed in a week later at 116.2 kg, which is 256.1 pounds or 18.2 stone. And then today I have weighed in on a Monday morning. So that's 2 weeks at 115.1 kg, which is 253.7 pounds or 18 stone 1. So in total, in 14 days, I have lost 7.93 pounds. And that is because I've gone back to the gym and I'm clean eating. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol. I haven't had any takeaways, fatty foods, or anything like that. And I know there is some in the Huel and a couple of the other things I've been eating, but very minimal. But I've had no chocolate, I've had no sugar, I've had no sweets, I've had no crisps. I have binned the lot. So I am chuffed to bits with 2 weeks of clean eating where I have lost 7.93 pounds. Now, this brings me on to week number 3, which we are technically on now. So day 1, week 3. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for this next 7 days. I am not going to be eating any food at all. I am going to be using something which I will tell you about in my next video as an experiment, just to see how much more weight I can lose.